Have you been putting off something you know you need to do? Maybe you don't feel like you're in the mood, maybe you don't think that it's a perfect time, or that you don't know where to start. You have so many ideas in your mind. I've struggled with procrastination myself. There are things that I've been putting off, and this video, for example, to get to recording this video, I've been putting off for a while, and finally I got to do it today. So procrastination is a problem that's recurrent, and we all have procrastinated in our life. We put off doing something that we know we need to do but don't get to do it because it's just something we put aside. So in this video we're going to talk about why we procrastinate and how to overcome procrastination. Hi, my name is Dr. Owen. I help high performers with habits to lead a happy and successful life. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe for a new video every Thursday. I talk on the subject of happiness and success. If you've been procrastinating since you were very young, maybe you've gone through school, through college, and you've waited until the last minute to get things done, and this has served you to some extent, but now you find that by procrastinating, you are sabotaging your own success and happiness. So procrastinating is something that can actually cause more distress to us because we don't want to manage something. So we just put it aside and wait until the last minute. And it can cause more stress if we don't address it. Having self-awareness will help you to tackle procrastination. You will be able to have some insights as to your behavior of putting off something and knowing that you're doing it so that you can actually address it. So when you find yourself procrastinating, ask yourself, why are you doing this? Why are you putting off something? Is there a good reason why you're procrastinating? Let's take a look at 5 common reasons people procrastinate. Reason number 1 to procrastinate is catastrophization. This is making a big deal out of something. So if we know we have a task to do, what we do is we dramatize the task and we feel like this is going to be a very painful task to do. We don't want to do it. It causes a lot of upset when we think about it. So we put it aside and don't want to deal with it. By doing that, we associate a lot of stress with this task and we don't want to do it. So it causes more stress to us. By catastrophizing something, we make it more likely to put it off and don't want to deal with it. Let me give you a working example. Before starting this YouTube channel, I did procrastinate for a long time. I didn't want to actually go and put some videos out there because I was worried what people might say. I was worried about what my family, my friend may say of me. So this is something I just kept in the back of my mind. I didn't want to address it, but it kept coming back. So it is something that I knew I wanted to do because I wanted to share my knowledge and experience what I'm learning and my journey. So this is something that I procrastinated. And then when I got to actually start the YouTube channel, I only did some presentation and I didn't want to have my face recorded on screen. So this is something else that I procrastinated. So it took me a while to actually start publishing videos where I am actually talking in front of you, because this is something I didn't want to do and I put off for a while. And there are friends who were telling me that if you want more engagement, you need to present yourself and people want to see who is speaking to them. When I took the responsibility to start the channel and record myself in front of the camera, I realized that it was not actually as bad as I made it in my mind, and I found that people were engaging and they were giving me some feedback. So it is something that I'm glad I actually did, because if I kept procrastinating and putting it off, it would actually be something I've been thinking about. The main thing was to start. The hardest step was to start doing it, and once I got into doing it, it's not actually that hard to do it. So one of the things about procrastination is that you need to make a start. When you make that start, then you'll find that it's not as hard, it's not as bad as you make it. Because once you start, it becomes less hard. The main thing is to start. Reason number 2 to procrastinate is to have a full sense of time. People who procrastinate don't have a good estimate of how they're using their time, and what they do is that they think that they might be able to complete something within a period of time, and then what end up happening is that they need more time. So there's no buffer in their time allocation. So it's very important that if you're finding that you put off doing something, you need to make sure that you block out set of time so that you're actually doing it in that block of time. What many people tend to do is that they don't actually schedule what they're going to do and don't use their time. So what happens is that they think that they'll be able to do a lot of things in a short period of time, but then when the time comes, they find that they struggle. So it's very important to actually be able to adjust how you're using your time and allocate the amount of time that's required. A useful concept in behavioral economics is time inconsistency. So you have your present self, you have your future self. With time inconsistency, what we tend to do is in the present moment, what we do, we plan something for our future self. You say to yourself, I'm going to the gym tomorrow. But then when tomorrow comes, when you wake up, you don't feel like going to the gym because now you're in the present moment. Although you knew that this is going to be something good for you because you know for your health, going to the gym, working out is good. What happens is that now you're in the present moment again. So your present self decides, should I go to the gym or should I actually stay in bed and have a lie-in? Our mind wants to do the easiest thing. So what we do is that we decide to stay in bed and don't go to the gym. So we have a lie-in and we rationalize this emotional decision into thinking, oh, sleep is good for me. I'd rather have a lie-in. I can go to the gym tomorrow. So this is what happens when we put off something. With time inconsistency, we tend to do something that's easiest for us when the time comes. So in order to avoid this situation, what can be done is that we know that the mind wants to do something that's easiest in the present moment because our mind favors instant gratification. So what we can do is that we make it easier to go to the gym, to make this the default plan. So in order for you to go to the gym tomorrow, what you can do is that you get your bag ready, get your gym gears ready, put it just next to your bed so that when you wake up the following morning, you've got everything prepared. So you've already invested time and effort in that. So you would actually want to go to the gym. Otherwise, you've lost time and effort in your preparation. So this is something you could actually implement by making sure that you got everything ready so that when you get up, it's easier for you to go to the gym because you've got everything prepped. You just have to get up and go to the gym with your bag. The other way to actually help you to get the gym is to have an accountability partner. So for example, if you're going to the gym with a friend, a gym buddy, so you can schedule to go to the gym on that date, and because you know you have to go with a person, then you don't want to let that person down and you will actually be accountable. So you will actually do it because you've already decided with a friend or an accountability partner that you're going to do it. So it's difficult for you to withdraw from that decision. So this is something you could actually use. I've used this myself to go running because when you have somebody with you, it helps you. You're more motivated and you're accountable. Reason number 3 to procrastinate is distractions. There's so many distractions in the world we live in. There's digital distraction. Just on our smartphone, there's so many notifications from social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. There's also WhatsApp. So there's so many distractions out there. The moment we wake up, we're bombarded with distraction. First thing we do is we check our phone, and this is something that steals our attention to do something that we did not plan to do. So we check notifications and we end up spending a lot of time scrolling through Facebook, Instagram, and checking things that we don't need to be doing. And this is the waste of time. So whenever you're finding yourself doing it, you can actually see that this distraction is causing you to put off doing something else. So in order to avoid distraction, you need to make sure that you remove all this distraction temporarily. So what I like to do is that I will put my phone on airplane mode and I will remove any of this distraction. I will quit any email application and I will make sure that this distraction from my phone is not going to take my attention. There are other ways to actually remove distraction in your environment. So the conditions in your environment are very important to help you to do something you want to do. So if you have a lot of distraction on your desk, make sure you clear your desk so that you avoid any distraction, so that when you get to sit down and focus on the task at hand, you're not distracted by your mug, you're not distracted by a book, or you're not distracted by things on your screen, in your laptop, and you make sure that all these distractions are controlled. Reason number 4 to procrastinate is taking way too many projects. Some people can't say no, and they will take so many projects that they're juggling a lot of things. And what happens is that they don't meet the deadlines. When this happens, they're overwhelmed and they're stressed, and they find that nothing is working in their life because they've taken too many commitments. They're juggling too many plates at the same time. So if you find that you're saying yes to many things, just take a moment and think about what projects are important to you, which one are the priorities, and which one you need to focus and which one you don't need to do at the same time. So it's very important to actually be able to set your boundaries and choose your project, because you don't have to say yes to every project. Even if something sounds really good, you need to ask yourself, is this something that's aligned to your set of values? Is this something you want to be doing? Is this something you want to be doing 2 months from now? So it's very important that you realize that if you're taking too much projects, too many things at the same time, you're going to procrastinate. You're going to put off things. So be selective in how you allocate your time and attention. Make sure that you allocate it where you want to. Don't let other people try to tell you to do something that sounds appealing, but then you find out that you're going to not do it well because you half-heartedly say yes to something. So pick selectively what you want to do. Last but not least, reason number 5 people procrastinate is that they have this analysis paralysis. They're overthinking about something. Some people, what they do is that they're thinking of all the possibilities. They want to gather all the information. Some people have perfectionist trait and they want to make sure that this is the right time, all the stars are aligned, and then they'll be able to start. If you find yourself thinking too much, where you have a fear of failure or maybe you have fear of success, you want to make sure that all the conditions are perfect so that you can actually go and do what you want to do, then it's very important that you have some self-awareness to know what you're doing, because this is procrastination. Some people procrastinate by reading. They'll think that they need to have all the knowledge before they can actually start something. If you're doing that, there's no perfect time. You just have to do, you have to learn by doing. So it's very important to take small steps and do things and learn, and then you have to adjust and course correct. There's no perfect timing. You have to do things and then you learn by trial and error. This is the beauty of actually experimenting. Make sure that you're doing experimenting in a safe and controlled way so that you don't have to do something you don't want to do. So it's very important to have this self-awareness and to know what are your patterns, because if you've been procrastinating for a long time, you want to make sure that things are high standard and you don't want to do something that is only 80% that you can do. Then it's important to realize that if you're doing that, then you may never start. So when will you start? While analyzing all the information at hand, is important before taking an action or a decision. Some people don't want to take a decision and they will procrastinate so that they don't have to take a decision. They think they are not taking a decision by procrastinating, but actually procrastinating is a decision. So you're deciding not to take any action. That's a decision in itself. So be aware of this when you're doing something. So if you're analyzing a lot, ask yourself, am I procrastinating here? If you can relate to some of the reasons why you're procrastinating, let me know down in the comment section. Now you know that why you're procrastinating. Let's have a look at how you can actually stop this procrastination. So once you're aware that you're procrastinating, it's very important to forgive yourself, because if you don't forgive yourself for procrastinating in the past, it's going to be difficult to stop this behavior in the future. When you procrastinate, you feel that you have this guilt in yourself, and this becomes a pattern and can be a downward spiral for you to keep procrastinating. So forgive yourself for procrastinating and look at how you can stop this behavior. So if you're procrastinating for any of the reasons we've talked about, ask yourself what you want in life. What do you want? If you're working as a doctor, there's some paperwork that you need to fill. There's portfolio, there's appraisal, there's revalidation. These are the things that you may not want to do, but you have to do it to be able to work. So there are things that we have to do in life, even though we don't want to. But these are the things that will be essential for us to achieve what we want in life. So this is what is getting you to your vision. If you have a clear vision, are these things helping you to get there? So ask yourself what you want to do, whether you have to do this or you don't have to do this. If you have to do this, then you'll have the maturity to actually accept that, yes, I have to do this. I'll take responsibility on doing this. So once you've asked yourself this question, what is the small steps that you can actually take to do it? Make sure that you take this small step. When you have like a big goal, what's helpful is to break it in smaller goals so that you have small victories. If you're having to climb Mount Everest, for example, you don't go and climb Mount Everest. You have to train and you have to build your strength and stamina slowly. So you have small victories. Make sure that you have small victories that work towards the progress so that you're actually able to achieve your goal. If you have a big goal, then you see that you're progressing and you're less likely to procrastinate because you're moving towards progress. When you accomplish these small goals, make sure that you reward yourself, because this is something that's going to help you to repeat the pattern. So when you reward yourself, you could be going out for a tasty and healthy meal. You could be hanging out with some friends. For example, if you've been able to work 2 hours today and done intense work, then reward yourself. Maybe you like to watch Netflix, so watch 1 hour of Netflix. This is good distraction to help reward yourself for the good behavior. So when you do that, you build this small cycle that will help you to gain momentum and achieve your goal. So let's recap on what you can do if you find yourself putting off something. Ask yourself why you're putting off doing it, and then ask yourself whether you want to do this. Is this something that's important for you? And then if you've decided this is something you want to do, then ask yourself, what are the steps that I can take to go towards this goal? And if it's a very big goal, then break it in sub-goals. Once you've broken it in sub-goals, then give yourself some reward for achieving these small goals and victories. And then what will happen is that you'll be able to work towards your goal. If you've been putting off doing something, I hope you take some values from this video and go and take actions. If you found this video useful to stop procrastination, let me know by giving this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for new video every Thursday, and don't forget to ring the bell. Take care everybody, bye bye.